Hi everybody, Roz here from New Old Finds, and I'm a brand ambassador with Redesign with Prima. So when you hop on, just let me know where you're from and come on and say hi. Today we are going to play with a bunch of different products, so it should be lots of fun. So when you hop on, let me know you're here. All right, well, I guess I'll just get going. Okay, so we are going to play with transfers and fiber paste and molds and stencils and lots of fun things. It's a crazy product. I mean, a crazy project, but it's really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna put that over there because the backing doesn't stick. All right, so let me see. How am I gonna do this? My workspace is a hot mess. Okay, I'm gonna push you guys down a sec so that you can see what I am doing over here, because it's a mess. Okay. Whoop. Hold on. It just wants to fall. Okay, so this is basically what we're working on. And it has transfers and the raised stencils and molds, and then it's going to be painted. Unfortunately, I had some things come up and I couldn't get it finished prior to the live to show you guys a finished product. So hopefully it'll dry enough while I'm doing the other pieces to then be able to show you the final bit to it. Okay, so this was a set of 3 of just your basic standard wrap canvases. I picked them up at a garage sale, and I think it was like $1.50 or $1.75 or something for like the set of 3. And they are 12 by 12. So just your regular typical canvases. And I did 2 coats of Fusion mineral paint in casement. That's that. And then I did the raised stenciling, which I have another one. So like I said, it's a set of 3. So I did this one too already. I just haven't done the other stuff. So it's basically in stages, showing you what's going on. So this is the raised stencil right now. So I don't know, can you guys see like just how raised it is? And then you can see all these little peaks and whatnot as it's drying. The drier it gets, the easier it'll be to just sand all those off and make it nice and smooth. But this is the fiber paste. So I will show that to you. It has my little stir thingy in there, but so this is the fiber paste. It's a Redesign with Prima product. It's a 3D stencil fiber paste, and it's I guess it's the consistency of it's not really toothpaste because it's definitely thicker, and it's, you know, it's not drippy, but kind of like toothpaste consistency, maybe a little bit thicker, like icing. It doesn't smell like icing, unfortunately, but it's a good thick consistency. And let me see if I can show you guys in here, like if I can show you on this one. I don't know if I can show you on this one. Let me see where, like, I don't know if I can get close enough or not, but you can literally see, like, in it, the fibers. Can you see the fibers? So it's got a really good thick consistency. And when it dries like concrete. So I did this one earlier too, and I did hit it with the hair dryer, trying to, you know, dry it enough that I'd be able to work with it. So, you know, it's not gonna smudge or go flying across the canvas. So it is dry enough that I will be able to, you know, do the other stuff with it. But it's not dry all the way, and it is thick, so it does take, I think the last time I used it on a canvas, I think it took almost probably 48 hours to dry. Hi again, Patricia. So it's going to take a good while to dry, but like I said, once it dries, it's like concrete. I don't know if you guys ever saw my Alice painting that I did. I have it on there, and I can show you because I have my Alice painting here. Hold on. Let's go lie down. My Alice painting is huge, so I don't know if I can show how much I can show you of it. But this is the same stencil right here. So all of this here is a raised stencil. Pretty cool, huh? And then I just drew over it and I transferred over it. So, and I applied the playing cards and the, whatever these things are called, cogs. I guess they're called cogs. These are actual metal cogs. So this is my multimedia Alice piece. But yeah, this is, and you can tell it's hard as a rock. So once it's dry, it's not going anywhere. All right, put this back over here. But it gives it a really cool look. All right, let me put my hair up. Got to get down to business now. Oof. Okay. So I'm going to move these guys out of the way. So that will be step one. Will be, well, technically, I guess step one is to paint. So step two, we'll call it. Step two is to do the 3D stencil. So let me move my other stuff here out of the way, because that will be next. Okay. Move that out of the way, move these guys out of the way. Okay. Because the stencil is really large, so, hi, Nikki. So it's hard to, maneuver in my little space that I have left here. Okay, so let's see, what part of the transfer, or what part of the stencil do I want to use? I think I like right here. So we're just going to go with that. You guys can see, yeah, you can see it. The design of the stencil, it's hard to see sometimes when you don't have anything behind it. But there's a hair. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to get this little design here, and probably some of this flourish here, and the kind of aged brick over here. And I'm going to leave this side here blank, because that's where my molds and whatnot will be. So I'm going to start from here and work my way over. So I'm just going to get a glob of the fiber paste onto my little doohickey. It is a huge stencil. These are Redesign with Prima Stencils. And I mean, I think most of them are discontinued, but they're you can get 3D stencils or use any stencil really and make it into a 3D stencil. Like, it doesn't have to be the Redesign ones. I just happen to have this handy. I hope that we do come out with other stencils, smaller stencils, more manageable stencils. I'm not a huge stencil person, but I do like doing the 3D stencils. I think they're a lot of fun. Like making your design 3D. I think that's cool. Okay. Just glop it in there and smooth it out. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. And it doesn't have to be perfect. These are going to be kind of like an old world feel, you know, fresco sort of feel to them. And also the canvas moves, so, you know, having such a giant giant stencil can be a little tricky to finagle. Ooh, my hand is cramping. Okay, let me get some more. Okay. And like I said, this is going to take probably 48 hours at least, 24 to 48 hours to dry. So this one I'm just going to show you guys, you know, basically how to do it. And then I'm going to leave it and work on the other ones. And then I'll show you the full set later. Okay, I think that gives me enough up there. All right, I got it on my hands. Okay, so then I'm just going to peel it back. And poof! Cool, huh? So now normally what I would do is I would immediately go put this in the bathtub and give it a good old bath so that none of this stuff dries in little bits and all that. You want to make sure that you keep your stencils nice and clean so they always give you the desired results that you want. But for now, I'm just going to put it over here out of the way. But so that's what we just did right now. So it looks really pretty, huh? I like it. I like it. I like it. And I could put it this way, or I could put it this way, or I could put it this way. I mean, I could put it any way and it would look really cool. All right, so that one we're going to put aside and we're going to work on the other one because I need it to dry. Okay, so let me grab the other one. And if you're just joining, I'll show you the one that I had been working on. And it has transfers, the raised stencil, and molds on it. Looks pretty cool, huh? Okay, so now this one just has the raised stencil. So that's what it looks like. And I just have the 2 flourishes and a couple little dots down here. Okay, so we're going to get the molds, and I have, this one is, I don't know why I have that in my hand. This one is Baroque Swirls, and it's got these really awesome big flourishes. And I also have this one, which is called Fragrant Roses. And it has all these pretty rose buds in it, or rose, you know, full open roses, flowers, whatever. And then, of course, Avery. has the birdies, because I gotta put birdies on everything. I love birdies. Birdie, birdie, birdie. Okay, so we're going to make those, and then we're going to decide where they're going to go, and then we'll add our transfer. Okay, so I just have the Redesign with Prima modeling material, and I'm perfectly happy using the modeling material, and when I put it on and it dries, I want it to crack because I want that old fresco feeling, right? So you know, with the fresco stuff, it's going to be, you know, old and it's going to look worn, and you want that, right? So modeling material will end up being the perfect solution for this sort of desired look. Okay, so I'm going to do my bird first, and I think I'm going to do the one in the middle there. Can you guys still see? Yeah, you can still see. Yeah, I'm going with this guy right here. Okay, so I'm just going to pinch off a little of the modeling material, and it is super soft and very easy to work with. It's not sticky. It's not too moist. It's very easy to work with. Normally when I'm using the modeling material, I will leave it in the mold and let it dry a little bit, usually about an hour to maybe half an hour to an hour. That way, whatever moisture is left in it, it evaporates while it's sitting there. So you have the less chance of it cracking and shrinking when you take it out. Okay, so all I've done is just put it in there and made it as flat as I can get. So when I flip it over, I can, do I have my brayer handy? You can put a brayer over it on the back just to make sure, hi Maria, just to make sure it is fully flat, but I usually get it pretty flat, just, you know, pushing my fingers on it. And then you're going to want to roll your mold so that your little dude comes out correctly. If you just try and pull it up or pull the modeling material out of the mold, it's going to break. So here's our little birdie. And I mean the light's pretty bright, so I don't know how much of that you can see. Let me see if I can. No, it just shines. But anyway, can you see his little teeny tiny feet? Oh, there. I guess the closer I go, the better it is. That's pretty good. I mean, that's some pretty good details that are showing up there. So let me put this guy over here. He's going to go up in this corner, I think. I think that's where he's going to go. I'm not quite sure yet. And then I'm definitely going to do a flourish here. So let me get the flourish. Where's my flourish? All right. And let's see. It's going to be opposite. So I'm going to want this one. Okay. So I think probably this will fill that whole flourish right there. All right. And then I'm just going to use my thumb and push it and mold it up into all of the grooves and everything until I get all the way to the end. into all the little bits, and then I can just start slicing it off with my fingers, any excess. And then pushing in where, so I don't have any overflow. I don't want any overflow because it is a modeling material. It is a clay, so it's a lot harder to cut the edges off of a clay as it is, you know, if you were using resin, you could just slice them off with a razor knife or whatever, but it's not as easy with the modeling material or any, you know, like a paper clay or something. So it's just easier to use your fingers and pull it off. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I'm doing or any of the products that I'm using. Hush, princess. I see. Woo, got a good slice there. And just push until it's nice and even. All right. I think that's pretty good. Make sure it's nice and flat in there. Pushed into all the little grooves it needs to be in. All right. Get all those little extra itty bitties. Okay. Now, that one got in there. I didn't need to go in there. Oh well. Okay. And then again, same thing. We're just going to flip it over and push it down. Again, you can use a brayer, which is probably a little bit easier. Hey, Dustin. All right, we're going to make it nice and flat, though. Okay. And then again, you're going to want to roll. Literally. Roll. And when you roll, you can see that the mold is coming out beautifully and perfectly where it should. And you don't always, sometimes you have to help it a little bit, like there's a little spot there. But if you could just kind of pop it, you can also get your finger behind it and push it out that way. And then that way you're not, you know, necessarily pulling it out of the mold. You want it to be a nice, smooth transition. Okay, so this guy, just gotta let it pop it out. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that's a really good, nice flourish. Pretty. It is canvas. Actually, it's a set of 3 canvases. And each one will be a little bit different. So the first thing we did was adding the stencil. And I can show you that in a sec. The one that we just did. So now I have to get it off of my little thing here, which works much better than it did when it was on my table because it kept getting stuck on my table. Making me mad. Okay, so this guy's probably going to go like down here, like so. And then I'll add, I already got my bird, so now I'll just add a couple of roses. Let's see, still have, get this rose right here. Let's see how much I can get. And then I'm going to show you guys exactly what I've done with this one little tube of modeling material. Okay. I got 2 roses right there. Oh, I forgot to put them on the paper. Whoopsie. All right, roll your mold. Pop those little suckers out. Okay. So here's one, and of course it's stuck to my table. Okay. I don't know, maybe put them over here. And maybe here. Okay. And then obviously this space here is where I'm going to put the transfer as well. So that's just that. So this is, what did I do with it? Oh, I put it up here. So this is those, the fiber paste, with the 3D stencil, that we just did. And it's just like a pretty flourish, pretty flourish, and a little, you know, a couple designs and a little bit of like a fake brick, stuff like that. Looks really cool. And then now we're doing the molds, just, you know, getting placement of where we think the molds will go. And here was the 3D stencil. This was the, what was this one called? This was the grunge, which is why I liked it, because it was grunge. Dirty. Yeah, so that was the stencil we used. That's Redesign with Prima 3D stencil. And this one I did earlier. I'm not finished, but because I had something I had to take care of, unfortunately. So this was our 3D stencil part here with the fiber paste. Then we added the transfer, and now we've added the molds on there, and they're drying. So once they dry, they will also be this white color. And then what I'm going to do is seal the whole thing and then glaze it. And then I will add some really pretty like gold on some of the molds, just to give it something extra. Okay, so that was the one that we were working on earlier, and now we are at this point. So now, okay, we know, okay, this is where we're going to put our molds, so let's take those off. Never know if you need to make more or not use as many. Okay, so now I want to put my my transfer on here. And this is a set of 3 like just wrap canvases, and I got them, you know, at a garage sale, not a dollar store, at a garage sale. They were just a weird pattern on them, but nothing wrong with them, you know, as far as being able to reuse them, of course. So not bad for $1.25 or $1.50 or $1.75, whatever it was, I can't remember. But less than $2 for 3, and they're 12 by 12, so no brainer, right? Okay, so where did I put the transfer, y'all? Oh, right here. I thought I lost it. Okay, so this is just part of the Parisian letter transfer. So same with on the other side there. It's just part of it. So now I could technically turn this around and go this way. What's my other side? That's on that side. And that one is there. So we could do that. Let's do that. Okay. So this one will fit right in there. That'll go right there. No. Let's see if I go down here. I'll have to cut that off. And cut that off. Okay, cut that off. All right, let's go this side. This one, they used a different backing sheet at one point. It had like a texture to it. It was really strange. And so it never stuck to the the transfer. So if you ever get one of those, just be careful. Because your transfers, excuse me, your transfer can definitely roll up on itself on these ones. So just be careful. I don't remember. I don't think there was very many, thankfully, with it. But goodness, it was a pain in the butt. Go that way. Nah, go this way. Okay, so let's cut off this little word. Okay, and I can use all of these little ones that I'm cutting off anyway. Again. So 50 cent is not going to stay 50 cent. It's going to be just 50. Okay. And then that can fit in there. Okay. And then I have to cut that, and then there. So this is going to be like this and like this. Okay, let's see if it'll fit now. Or I need to cut one more word off there. Yep. I'm going to cut this one off. Okay. Now, on any other canvas, you would definitely need to put something behind it. Because this is a smaller canvas, it's not really going to probably create any kind of problem, because it didn't before on the other one that I did. But normally you would have to be very careful because you can't push hard. Especially because there's this on the back. I mean, I could put a book in there because this one's ripped, but the other ones aren't ripped. So just when you're doing these, just know that you're going to have to be very careful because you can't push hard. Okay, so let me see if I can fit this in there. There's a little space there that I can fit that word. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me turn it so y'all can see what I'm doing. And scoot my molds over if I can. There we go. All right, you guys can see. Okay, so then I'm just going to take my stick, wherever it went. It's hiding over here. And then I'm just going to start at the bottom and you just have to, like, each letter word by itself. Lucky for me, the transfers love fusion paint. So they stick really well. So I'm just going to just carefully go each one. And I'm barely pushing at all. And it's still attaching. Because I don't want to leave any kind of dimples or dents in my canvas. And it's a pretty cool noise, huh? And you can use your transfer tool. You could use a spoon. You could use a credit card. I prefer the stick. I have no problems with the stick. I quite like the stick. The stick has always been good to me. Plus, I have so many of them, I know that I always will. I will always have a stick handy. I have sticks all over the house. I have sticks in the couch cushions. I found one in the bed the other day. Why? Why? Why is there one? It must have been in my pocket. I don't know. But they're all over my house. So I will never, ever be without a stick from Redesign with Prima. Thank you. I think I have one in the bathroom. Never know when you need one. Where was the funniest place you found one? Normally I would go much faster, but because I'm using it on this canvas and I don't want to put any dimples or anything in there, I'm going a little bit slower than I normally would. And then I'm just going to go back over just to make sure it's all down before I pull the backing off. Because inevitably these ones, especially with text, there's always that little piece that's like, no, I'm going to stay. Okay. Got him. Got them all. But it's true, right? I mean, I'm not lying. You find them in the strangest places. Okay, so now I just go over with my finger just to make sure it's all applied down. These older ones, some of them you can, when you're using your finger, you can actually literally like rub the halo right off, especially with the text. Okay. My fingers are dirty, so I gotta be careful. Okay. I mean, even like this, just on its own looks really cool, right? Like you could totally leave it like that and, you know, just seal it and be done. And that would be a really cool picture to hang on the wall too. I like it like that too. All right, so I'm gonna, do I need to? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So now that I've changed it and flipped it around, so now I need to do my placement a little bit different. So I think Birdie is probably going to go like right here. And the flourish is going, I'm going to cover up some of the words, but that's okay. I don't mind. So I think this one is going to come down like so. Like that. And then my bigger rose can go over here. And then my little rose can go down here. I think that'll look cool. Like a so. It is, isn't it? I think so. But I kind of like the way this is. And if I wanted, I could just, you know, do like, put the, here. I could like rearrange these and put these over here. Like my flowers over here. And then have nothing else. Or I can add the bird here, upside down. In fact, I kind of like that. I think it's a little more balanced. So we're going to go with that. Okay, so now we're just going to take our glue and get a paper towel because I'm going to need it. Okay. And I need a drink. Okay, good. Now, flip over our little buddies. And remember, we just took these out of the molds. So, when they dry, they're going to shrink and they're going to crack. But I want that. Because I'm going for an old, you know, fresco, Italian, I don't know, promenade or something, you know. I want it to look like these are sitting in a cafe or something, you know. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Are you seeing it? Do you see it? Okay, Birdie. Birdie's going right there. Okay, and now we'll take our rose, and all I'm doing is just putting the glue on the back and then using my finger to spread it out. So when I do it this way, I know I'm getting right to the edge of the mold. And my glue is possessed. You should hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. It's talking. So this way I get it right to the edge of the mold. So when I put it down, I know it's going to adhere on all of my edges, which does help with it shrinking. But I mean, they are going to shrink, but that's okay. I am perfectly fine with them shrinking. Okay. Okay. And then just spread it out. Spread it out. You don't need a lot. You don't want it to ooze out underneath what you're doing or anything like that. Just enough to spread it out evenly. Right? And then you have to remember which way to go. Let's go this way. Okay. We're going that way. Perfect. Okay. Now the biggin. The biggin would be this guy, our flourish. Okay. My glue is a new glue. And I'm telling you, it's possessed. It's like every time I use it, it talks to me. It makes these really funny noises. I think I might have just a smidgen too much on here. So I may have to wipe some off. Oh, the glue, let me turn it around. This is the Gorilla Wood Glue. And this is the Redesign with Prima modeling material that I'm using for the molds. Okay, hold on. Yep, I have too much. It's leaking over the edge. Oh no. Whatever shall I do? Okay. That's okay. We don't mind. Glue is glue. It's gonna dry anyway. So I like this glue. I do like this glue because it dries really quick. Okay, so this is going to go right there. Lovely. Okay. And then just go around your mold and, you know, push down the little leaves and whatnot that are there. I don't have any Q-tips handy, but if you had a Q-tip, you could, if you had any spillage underneath, you could definitely use a Q-tip to get it. I do have a little right here by the bird beak, so I just used the corner of the paper towel I had and just wiped it back because I didn't want that there. So that's cute. I like that. I like this one. That one came out good. Is there too much of a brightness? I hope there isn't. But I'll show them in a sec. So that's that one. And this is the other. So I think these are going to look really cool when they're done. I can't do the other one because it's still wet. So let me put these up and I'll show you. And then I'll see if I can maybe add some wax and stuff. See how dry. I might be able to. I don't think I'll be able to seal and all that though. Okay, so I put these two up beside each other, and hold on, I'll go show you guys. I'm a dork. I really am. I'm a dork. So, what do you notice about these? Let me see if I can try and get you guys straight. Lord. I mean, that's pretty good, I guess. I did 2 coats of paint on this one. I only did 1 on this one. What was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, well. Okay, so when it dries fully, what I would do is, which, I mean, it's fine that I only did 1 coat. No big deal. I'm going to be glazing whatnot anyway, so it's all good. So I'm going to seal it, and then I will glaze, and I'll probably use like I may mix black and brown glaze just to kind of get like a really cool depth and make it look like play on the fact that there's a bit of a texture, you know, on the canvas, and give it that real kind of stone finish that you want, right? And then the third one, this is the one that is the third one. So that one I will need to do some of the molds and some transfer on it too. And I think that I would probably go just like this. I think that looks cool like that. But this one is not even close to being dry. So I'd be afraid to try and do anything with it. But once it dries, and that usually takes 24 to 48 hours for the fiber paste to fully dry. This is the fiber paste. It's specifically for 3D stencils. You can use it also to repair cracks. It works really good for cracks, and it works really good for, you know, like filling any kind of oopsies that are on your dressers or drawers or any of that stuff, because literally this stuff dries like concrete. And you can add colors to it too if you want. You can make it any color you want. You can add just a little bit of paint in there to make it a different color. So that's really cool too. And if you wanted, you could do just like a smear on a wall with it, you know? And that gives you that that fresco feeling as well. So you can do that on the walls or on your furniture or on canvas or whatever to do art. So that's pretty cool. And I think that would be really neat if you were to add a bunch of different colors in it and then, you know, do it. Okay, and then I use the modeling material. And so here's what I wanted to point out. So one little container, this was 3.5 ounces. So 3.5 ounces did 2 flourishes, 1, 2, 3, 4 roses, 1 small flourish, and 2 birds. So that was pretty good for 3.5 ounces. So you see what I'm saying? You could easily have, with one package of this, you could have, you know, some really beautiful accents on the corners of your drawers or whatever, you know, and it'd be very, you know, cost effective, you know. You're adding a big impact for a little cost. And then you can always use these little jars for something else. So that's what I do. Buttons or safety pins or pins, or, you know, you never know when you need a little jar that closes. You could put paint in them too. Okay, so I don't know if it's dry enough. Let's see. I'm gonna move this guy back again. What's my time? I don't know what my time is. I'll have to look. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Maybe I can get away with it. Let's see. All right. Eternal Decor Wax, of course. Okay, point you down again so you can see what I'm talking about. Don't mind my mess everywhere. Okay. I had a brush. I don't know where it went. Like a brush specifically for my waxes. I don't know where it went. I must have lost it. Oh well, okay. We'll use my fingers. So we're just going to apply this over. And I wanted the brush because I wanted to get into all of the little details and everything. But that's okay, we can just do this. So I think this is going to be so pretty. And I could maybe mix some of the decor waxes. Wish I knew where that brush was to show you to get in there. What did I do with that? What did I do with it? I thought I had it sitting right here, but I don't see it anywhere. But you get the idea. So it just adds that extra little pop. And I think once the glaze is added on there, it gives it, you know, that old patina aged dark gold, you know. So I think it's going to be really pretty. Well, thank you, Debbie. So that's this one. And I don't know if you guys can see. Look at the teeny tiny little itty bitty feet on the bird. So that's pretty good for the modeling material. But you can see already that there's a crack like right where his tail is. So that'll be great. And then this is already starting to crack here. And that's what I want. I want these to crack. I want them to look beat up and old, and, you know, that's exactly what I want, because it mimics the kind of dirty, grungy feel of the fiber paste. So this is actually pretty dry. I had hit it with the hair dryer earlier. So, and it's not as thick as the other ones because I didn't have a lot of the bigger designs. So let me see. Do I have? I do right here. So for the fiber paste, it is so texturous and porous. There's lots of you know, fibers in it. Ha ha ha. So as you can see, there's like little peaks, right? You see all the peaks on the tops here. So all of this needs to be sanded smooth. I mean, you don't have to, but it does definitely look better if you do. So now that this is dry, I can pretty much just, you know, hit it real quick with some sandpaper, and that just knocks that those peaks off. And it doesn't take away from the 3D effect or anything like that. It just knocks those off so that it looks just a little bit cleaner, really. I mean, and some of them get real sharp, so, you know, you don't want them to necessarily stick around. Unless, you know, you want that, unless you're going for that. In which case, then have at it. It's all good. Just make sure you put them up high enough that nobody brushes into them when they're walking by. You don't need any lawsuits or anything. Right, so I see there's still some here in the middle. I forget what, this is Surf Prep Fine, so I don't know what that really entails. It's not the best sandpaper in my opinion, but should be able to knock off my little peaks. So let's see. Yeah, see, you can see it's just knocked off all those little itty bitty peaks. Just made it a little bit smoother, a little bit softer. All right. So I wish I could have been able to do more with these to show you. But I could always just wait till next Monday, or I'll just do it. And it does, doesn't it, Carol? I thought that too. I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. It's kind of fun. I think it's pretty. I think they're pretty. And I think a set of 3 is going to look really awesome. Very, I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the word I want is. I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty, though. My camera is falling over. Come on now. Stop it. Princess, no. Go lay down. My dog is driving me nuts. All right, guys. I think I'm pretty much done for what I can actually show you right now. So, if you're interested in the transfers, I put a link. Yeah, triptych, exactly. I put a link for the retailers, and if you're interested in the fusion paint, I put a link to where you can buy the fusion paint. And this is what I used here. It was the fusion casement. All right, so have a great day, and I will see you next Monday at 2. Bye, guys.